Imagine instead of a light switch, you had a dimmer dial. It's not just on or off. It can be at 10%, 47%, 82%, or every single one of those states at the same time. This is the magic of the qubit. While a classical bit is a coin that has landed on either heads or tails, a qubit is that same coin while it's still spinning in the air, a shimmering probabilistic blend of both outcomes at once. By harnessing this strange and wonderful property, known as superposition, and another called entanglement, where two qubits can be mysteriously linked, no matter the distance, quantum computers can explore a vast landscape of possibilities simultaneously. They don't just walk down one path to find a solution. They explore every possible path at the same time. This isn't just a faster way to do what we already do. It's a completely new paradigm, a tool for solving problems that are currently impossible for even the most powerful supercomputers on Earth. We're talking about challenges at the very core of human existence, designing life-saving medicines, creating limitless clean energy, and building a truly secure digital world. For decades, this has been the promise. But a promise is just a whisper of the future. Today, we're going to talk about the breakthroughs that are turning that whisper into a roar. These are the 15 milestones that show the quantum revolution isn't coming. It's already here. 15. Taming chaos. Climate and energy modeling. Coming in at number 15, we start with a challenge that affects every single one of us: the stability of our planet's climate and the reliability of our power. We're trying to shift to renewable energy sources like wind and solar, but there's a huge problem. They're unpredictable. The sun doesn't always shine, and the wind doesn't always blow. How do you manage a nationwide power grid, a complex web of millions of homes and businesses, when your power sources are constantly fluctuating? Think of it as the most complex game of air traffic control imaginable. But instead of planes, you're routing packets of energy. A classical computer has to calculate the best route for each packet one by one, a painfully slow process that can't keep up with real-time changes. If a huge cloud bank suddenly covers a massive solar farm, the system can get overloaded, leading to brownouts or even catastrophic blackouts. This is where quantum classical hybrid solvers enter the picture. Imagine a brilliant, experienced general, the classical computer planning the overall strategy. But for the most chaotic, complex parts of the battle, the general turns to a team of elite special forces operatives, the quantum computer. The quantum processor, with its ability to assess countless variables simultaneously, can look at the entire energy grid at once. It can model the fluid dynamics of a coming storm to predict wind farm output with stunning accuracy. It can instantly calculate the most efficient way to reroute power from a dozen different sources to a city during a heat wave. The recent experiments in this area were not just theoretical. They successfully handled incredibly complex, real-world style scheduling problems. This isn't just about preventing blackouts. It's about building a grid so smart and resilient that renewable energy becomes the reliable, affordable backbone of our society. It's the first step toward a future where our energy is not only clean, but also intelligently managed, a world where we can finally work in harmony with our planet's natural rhythms. 14. The blueprint of life. Drug discovery acceleration. From the macro level of our planet, our next breakthrough at number 14 takes us down to the microscopic, to the very building blocks of life itself. The human body is the most complex machine we know of, and at its heart are proteins and RNA, intricate molecules that fold into specific, three-dimensional shapes to perform their functions. A misfolded protein can lead to devastating diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Designing a drug is like trying to create a perfect key for a very specific molecular lock. The problem is, the number of ways a single protein can fold is astronomical, greater than the number of atoms in the known universe. A classical computer trying to simulate this process would take millennia. This is the bottleneck in pharmaceutical research, the reason it takes billions of dollars and over a decade to bring a new drug to market. But quantum computers don't see this complexity as a barrier. They see it as their native language. Recent quantum simulations have modeled RNA structures and protein folding at a scale and complexity never before achieved. Think of it this way. A classical computer is like a mechanic trying to understand an engine by looking at thousands of individual photos. A quantum computer is like being able to hold a perfectly functioning, transparent version of the entire engine in your hands, watching how every single part interacts with every other part in real time. While these simulations are still on a limited scale, they represent a monumental shift. Researchers can now see how a potential drug molecule might interact with a target protein with incredible precision, weeding out dead ends in days instead of years. This hints at a future of personalized medicine, where treatments for cancer or genetic disorders can be designed for your specific DNA. It's about shortening the painful wait for a cure and offering hope where there was once only a long, uncertain road. 13. From theory to reality, DARPA's US2QC program. At number 13, we see a crucial signal that the quantum age is moving from the realm of academic curiosity to serious, high-stakes engineering. The U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, is known for investing in technology that sounds like science fiction, but ends up changing the world. Think the internet, GPS, and stealth technology. When DARPA gets involved, it means something is about to become very, very real. Their useful size and scalable quantum computing, or US2QC program, recently advanced two major players, Microsoft and SIG Quantum, to the next phase, building actual physical machines aimed at a holy grail, the field fault tolerance. What is fault tolerance? Well, qubits are incredibly powerful, but they're also incredibly fragile. The slightest vibration or change in temperature can cause them to lose their quantum state, creating an error. This decoherence is the arch nemesis of quantum computing. A computer that constantly makes mistakes is useless. Fault tolerance is the idea of a self-correcting quantum system. It's like having a machine that can feel itself making a mistake and fix it on the fly, without ever stopping the calculation. DARPA's investment is a massive vote of confidence. It's a declaration that the theoretical blueprints for these self-healing machines are solid, enough to start pouring concrete and steel. This isn't just a research project anymore. It's an engineering challenge on the scale of the Apollo program. It signals that the era of building small, noisy, experimental quantum processors is giving way to the era of constructing robust, reliable quantum engines capable of solving real-world problems. 12. The quantum internet. Forging interconnects. For quantum computing to truly scale, a single massive chip isn't the answer. Just as the internet connects billions of individual computers into a global network, the future of quantum computing lies in networking. And at number 12, we have a breakthrough that makes that future tangible: the successful linking of multiple quantum modules. Imagine trying to build a supercomputer the size of a football field on a single monolithic piece of silicon. It's practically impossible. The bigger the chip, the more likely it is to have defects. The modern data centers that power our digital world are built with a modular approach, racks upon racks of individual servers connected together. Quantum computing needs the same solution. Researchers have now demonstrated the ability to transmit quantum operations, or gates, across separate chips with incredibly high fidelity. This is far more complex than a simple Ethernet cable. You have to transfer the delicate, fragile quantum state of a qubit from one physical module to another without it collapsing or decaying. It's like trying to pass a soap bubble from one person to another in the middle of a hurricane and succeeding. This modular design is the key to scalability. It means we can build and perfect smaller, high-quality quantum processes and then link them together to create a machine of immense power. It brings the vision of a quantum data center one step closer to reality, an infrastructure where quantum and classical resources work side by side, connected by a network that speaks the language of quantum mechanics. This is how we get from a few hundred qubits to the millions that will be needed to revolutionize industries. 11. An army of atoms, neutral atom arrays. When it comes to building qubits, there are many different approaches, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. At number 11, we celebrate a platform that is proving to be a true powerhouse, combining size and precision in a way few others can: neutral atom arrays. Researchers at Caltech recently achieved a massive scaling milestone, creating a system with thousands of individual atoms, each acting as a high-quality qubit. How do they do it? Imagine an array of incredibly precise optical tweezers, made of laser beams, holding each individual atom perfectly in place in a vacuum. These atoms are naturally identical, and when shielded from the environment, can maintain their quantum state, their coherence, for a relatively long time. This isn't just about the sheer number of qubits, though that is impressive. It's about the combination of scale, control, and quality. They were able to not only trap and arrange these thousands of atoms, but also manipulate them with lasers to perform quantum operations, and then read out the final result with high precision. Think of it as the difference between managing a small, chaotic startup and conducting a massive, perfectly synchronized orchestra. Many platforms can do one or the other. They can either build a large number of qubits that are noisy and error-prone, or a handful of very high-quality qubits. The neutral atom approach is demonstrating the potential to do both. It's proving to be a remarkably elegant solution to the quantum scaling challenge, a dark horse in the race that is now looking like a true front-runner. 10. The global assembly line. Pascal expands. For a technology to truly mature, it has to move beyond the rarefied air of research labs and into the world of manufacturing, supply chains, and global industry. Our 10th breakthrough isn't a scientific discovery, but a crucial sign of this industrial maturation. Pascal, a leading French quantum computing startup, expanded its manufacturing operations to Saudi Arabia and South Korea. On the surface, this might seem like a simple business announcement, but its significance is profound. It signals that the process of building quantum machines is becoming standardized. It's no longer a bespoke art form where every machine is a unique handcrafted masterpiece. Instead, it's evolving into a disciplined, engineering-driven industry with a global supply chain. This expansion means that specialized components for quantum computers like cryogenic cooling systems, precision lasers, and control electronics are being produced at scale. It means that nations around the world are recognizing quantum computing not just as a scientific endeavor, but as a strategic economic and technological pillar for the 21st century. Just as the semiconductor industry created a global network of designers, foundries, and assembly plants, the quantum industry is beginning to build its own ecosystem. This move by Pascal is a testament to that shift. It's a clear sign that we are entering the industrial era of quantum computing, where the focus is not just on if we can build these machines, but on how we can build them better, cheaper, and faster for a global market. 9. A practical advantage. D-wave and magnetic materials. In the world of quantum computing, there's a term that everyone is chasing: quantum advantage. It's the definitive moment when a quantum computer solves a meaningful, real-world problem more efficiently, more accurately, or more quickly than the best available classical supercomputer. At number 9, we have a powerful demonstration of this in action. D-Wave, a pioneer in a specific type of quantum computing called quantum annealing, uses machines to model the complex dynamics of magnetic spins in a material. This is a notoriously difficult problem in condensed matter physics. Understanding how these tiny atomic magnets interact with each other is the key to designing new materials with incredible properties. Think ultra-efficient solar cells, next-generation data storage, or high-temperature superconductors. A classical computer gets bogged down trying to calculate the interactions between every single spin. But a quantum annealer is naturally suited for this kind of optimization problem. It essentially lets the system of qubits settle into its lowest energy state, which directly corresponds to the solution of the magnetic material problem. In these experiments, the D-wave system found solutions more efficiently than the classical tools designed for the same purpose. This is huge. It's not a theoretical speed-up. It's a demonstrated, practical advantage on a problem that scientists and engineers genuinely care about. It's a door opening, showing that even today's quantum machines can provide real value in a specific but important domain. This breakthrough moves the conversation from what will quantum computers do one day to what can they do for us right now. 8. The unbreakable code, certified randomness. Our 8th breakthrough sounds deceptively simple, but it strikes at the very heart of our digital security, the generation of true randomness. For the first time ever, a quantum computer has produced randomness that is mathematically guaranteed to be unpredictable. Why is this so important? So much of our modern world is built on cryptography, the science of secure communication. When you buy something online, your credit card number is protected by an encryption key. These keys are generated by what we think are random number generators. But classical computers are deterministic machines. They can only create pseudo-randomness sequences of numbers that look random but are ultimately generated by a predictable algorithm. If a sophisticated hacker could figure out the algorithm, the entire security system would collapse. A quantum computer, on the other hand, can tap into the fundamental uncertainty of the universe. The outcome of a quantum measurement is, by the laws of physics, truly and provably random. There is no hidden algorithm to discover. It's like the difference between a loaded die that follows a hidden pattern and a perfect die whose outcome is genuinely unpredictable on every roll. By producing this certified randomness, quantum computers are providing a new, unbreakable foundation for digital security. This has massive implications for everything from financial transactions and secure communications to national security. In a world increasingly threatened by sophisticated cyber attacks, this achievement offers a new shield, one forged from the very laws of quantum mechanics itself. 7. Purifying the quantum signal. Magic state distillation. As we've discussed, the biggest enemy of quantum computing is noise, the environmental interference that corrupts the fragile state of qubits. For years, theorists knew that to run long, complex quantum algorithms, we'd need a way to create ultra-pure, high-fidelity quantum states. At number 7, we celebrate the first large-scale demonstration of the technique to do just that: magic state distillation. Think of it like this. Imagine your quantum computer is trying to perform a delicate calculation, but it has to work with qubits that are like muddy water, noisy and unreliable. The calculation is bound to fail. Magic state distillation is a quantum protocol that acts like a sophisticated water filter. It takes in many of these noisy, low-quality, muddy states, and through a clever series of quantum operations, distills them, outputting a smaller number of pristine, high-quality states, the equivalent of pure, clean water. This process is absolutely crucial. It's one of the foundational building blocks for fault-tolerant quantum computing. Without it, errors would accumulate so quickly that any calculation beyond a few simple steps would be consumed by noise. Demonstrating this at scale is a monumental achievement. It's like proving that your water filtration plant not only works in a lab beaker, but can supply clean water to an entire city. It proves that we have the tools to actively combat quantum noise, paving the way for reliable, long-duration algorithms, the very kind needed to factor large numbers, simulate molecules, and unlock the true potential of this technology. 6. Probing the universe, simulating false vacuum decay. While many quantum breakthroughs are focused on practical, industrial applications, number 6 is a profound reminder that this technology can also be a tool for pure discovery, a new window into the deepest questions of existence. In a mind-bending experiment, a D-wave quantum system was used to simulate a phenomenon tied to the very stability of our universe: false vacuum decay. What is that? Physics suggests that our universe might exist in what's called a false vacuum, a state that is stable, but not the most stable state possible. The analogy is a ball resting in a small dip on the side of a large hill. It's stable for now, but if it gets a big enough nudge, it could roll all the way down to the bottom of the valley, the true vacuum releasing an enormous amount of energy in the process. This decay event could theoretically happen at any point in space-time, expanding at the speed of light and fundamentally altering the laws of physics as it goes. This is a phenomenon that is impossible to observe directly and incredibly difficult to simulate with classical computers. Yet, a quantum annealer was able to model the dynamics of this process. By using qubits to represent the quantum fields, the researchers were able to watch a simplified version of this cosmic event unfold. This is quantum computing as a laboratory for cosmology. It's a tool that allows us to explore the fundamental nature of reality, to probe questions about the birth and ultimate fate of our universe. It's a powerful statement that the applications of this technology extend beyond just optimizing supply chains or designing new drugs, and into the realm of pure, unadulterated human curiosity. 5. Beating the noise. Google's Willow processor. For years, a dark cloud hung over the dream of large-scale quantum computing. The conventional wisdom was that as you added more qubits to a processor, the system would become exponentially more complex and harder to control, leading to a cascade of errors. Scaling up seemed to mean scaling up the noise. At number 5, we have a breakthrough from Google that blew this assumption out of the water. Their new 105-qubit Willow processor demonstrated a remarkable and long-sought-after property. The error rates actually decreased as more qubits were used in the error correction code. Let this sink in. It's completely counterintuitive. It's like finding that a team of 100 people can make a decision, not only faster, but with fewer mistakes than a team of 10. The key lies in the sophisticated way the qubits are linked and used for error correction. By spreading a single piece of logical quantum information across multiple physical qubits, the system can detect and correct errors on one qubit by checking it against its neighbors. What Google showed is that the more neighbors you give it to check against, the more robust the information becomes. This is a paradigm shift in the field. It transforms scaling from a liability into an asset. It means that building bigger quantum computers might actually make them better and more reliable, not worse. This result provides a clear, optimistic path forward, suggesting that the immense challenge of building a fault-tolerant machine isn't an insurmountable wall, but a hill that we are now successfully climbing. 4. A new superpower, Japan's 256-qubit leap. The race to build a powerful quantum computer is a global one, and our fourth milestone highlights a massive leap forward from a key player in Asia. The Japanese technology giant Fujitsu, in collaboration with the research institute Riken, unveiled a new 256-qubit machine, quadrupling the size of their previous system and establishing the most powerful quantum computer in Japan. This isn't just a numbers game. This milestone is significant for several reasons. First, it demonstrates a mastery over the complex fabrication and control systems needed to build larger superconducting processors, a leading technology for quantum computing. Second, it firmly positions Japan as a top-tier contender in the global quantum competition, which has long been dominated by North American and European efforts. This kind of international competition is incredibly healthy for the field. It spurs innovation, encourages different approaches to solving hard problems, and accelerates the pace of discovery for everyone. Just as the space race of the 20th century led to countless technological spin-offs that benefit us all today, this global quantum race is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in materials science, electronics, and computer science. Fujitsu and Riken's achievement is a powerful statement of national ambition and technological prowess. It ensures that the future of quantum computing will be shaped by a diverse global community of researchers and engineers, enriching the entire ecosystem and bringing the promise of this technology closer for all of humanity. 3. The sound of silence. Rigetti's Anchor 3 and 99.5% fidelity. In the delicate world of quantum computing, precision is everything. A single misplaced operation can derail an entire calculation. At number 3, we have a breakthrough in this relentless pursuit of perfection. Rigetti Computing's Anchor 3 system achieved a record-setting 2-qubit gate fidelity of 99.5% on a superconducting platform. Now, 99.5% might not sound like 100%, but in the quantum realm, it is a stunning achievement. Let's put it in perspective. An error rate of 5%, 95% fidelity, means 1 out of every 20 operations is wrong. A complex algorithm could require thousands or millions of operations. At that error rate, you're guaranteed to get garbage. But an error rate of just 0.5%, 99.5% fidelity is a tenfold improvement. It's the difference between a radio signal that is mostly static and one that is coming in clear and crisp. This level of fidelity is a critical threshold. It's the point where error correction codes become dramatically more efficient. You need fewer physical qubits to create one reliable, logical qubit. This means that superconducting systems, one of the most mature and promising technologies, are edging ever closer to the point of practical, fault-tolerant applications. Rigetti's achievement proves that the relentless, incremental work of improving engineering, materials, and control is paying off. It's a testament to the fact that this technology is not just about revolutionary ideas, but also about the discipline, painstaking process of reducing noise and perfecting control, 1 decimal point at a time. 2. A global declaration, the UN's International Year of Quantum. Beyond the incredible hardware and software breakthroughs, our number 2 milestone is something different. It's a symbolic but immensely powerful moment of global recognition. The United Nations declared 2025 as the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. This is more than just a date on a calendar. It is the world's highest political and cultural body officially recognizing that quantum science is a fundamental pillar of modern civilization and a key to our shared future. This declaration elevates quantum from a niche topic for physicists and engineers to a subject of global importance. What does this do? It raises public visibility, sparking curiosity and inspiration in students who will become the next generation of quantum scientists. It encourages governments to increase investment in research and development. It fosters international collaboration, breaking down silos and promoting the open exchange of ideas. This UN declaration provides a global stage, a platform to discuss not only the incredible potential of quantum technology, but also its ethical implications. It's a recognition that this revolution will touch every aspect of our lives and that it must be guided by a global conversation. It's a moment of unity, where the world comes together to celebrate a century of quantum discovery and to look forward to a future that will be profoundly shaped by it. 1. The game changer, Microsoft's Majorana processor. And now we arrive at the number 1 breakthrough. A development so foundational, so potentially transformative, that if confirmed and scaled, it could fundamentally alter the entire trajectory of quantum computing. Microsoft unveiled a chip based on topological qubits. For years, the central struggle in quantum computing has been a battle against decoherence. Most approaches involve creating a fragile quantum state and then using incredibly complex error correction schemes to protect it, like trying to protect a delicate candle flame from the wind with an elaborate system of shields. The topological qubit, based on exotic particles called Majoranas, flips the script entirely. The quantum information is not stored in a single vulnerable property of one particle. Instead, it's encoded in the topology, the very structure and braiding of the system itself. Here's the best analogy. Imagine writing a message. The standard approach is to write it on a piece of paper. A single drop of water can smudge the ink and destroy the message. That's a standard qubit. A topological qubit is like carving that same message into a block of granite. A drop of water, a gust of wind, a little shake, none of it affects the message. The information is inherently, physically robust because of the structure it's embedded in. This design promises natural error resistance and scalability. It means you might be able to build a fault-tolerant quantum computer with far fewer physical qubits and a much less complex architecture. While this is still a breakthrough that requires further verification and scaling by the scientific community, its unveiling represents a potential paradigm shift. It's not just a better version of what we already have. It's a completely new path forward, a path that could be a shortcut to the ultimate goal, a large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computer. It's a breathtaking glimpse of a radically different quantum future. So, there you have it. 15 distinct milestones. From modeling our climate to probing the universe. From industrial supply chains to a UN declaration. Seen individually, they are impressive. But viewed together, they paint a clear and undeniable picture. Quantum computing is advancing on all fronts simultaneously. The scientific, industrial, and geopolitical momentum is converging. This isn't a story about one company or one country winning a race. It's the story of humanity learning to speak a new language, the native language of the universe. And as we become more fluent, we are beginning to unlock capabilities we could once only dream of. The year 2025 is shaping up to be a true turning point, a moment where possibilities that once seemed distant are suddenly, tangibly, much closer. So, what can we, as individuals, take away from this incredible story of progress? First, it's a powerful lesson in embracing curiosity and lifelong learning. The world is changing at an exponential rate. The principles of quantum mechanics were discovered a century ago as a pure abstract science. Today, they are on the verge of transforming our world. The things that seem esoteric and irrelevant today could be the foundations of tomorrow. So read, ask questions, never stop learning. Second, it teaches us the value of persistence in the face of immense complexity. Building a quantum computer is one of the hardest things humanity has ever attempted. It's a journey of 1,000 tiny, incremental steps like Rigetti's 99.5% fidelity that lead to giant leaps. In our own lives, when we face overwhelming challenges, we can remember this. Break the problem down. Solve one small piece, then the next. Persistence is the engine of progress. And finally, it's a reminder that we are all interconnected. A breakthrough in Japan pushes researchers in America. An industrial expansion in Europe enables new science in Asia. These global efforts show that the greatest challenges and the greatest opportunities require collaboration. The future being built in these labs will affect us all. It will redefine medicine, energy, finance, and our very understanding of reality. So I want to leave you with a few questions to think about. Out of all these breakthroughs, which one excited you the most? If you had access to a powerful quantum computer for one day, what problem would you ask it to solve? And as we stand on the brink of this new era, what do you think is our greatest responsibility in guiding its development? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I truly believe the conversation we have about this technology is just as important as the technology itself. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, and you want to continue exploring the technologies that are shaping our future, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us continue to tell these important stories. We'll see you in the next one.